I'll react to the jobs tier list, man. I will be real. The top 2 easiest jobs, number 1 is being an OnlyFans slut. Number 2 is being a reaction slop tuber. The worst jobs is any job you have to work for customers is fucking miserable, because the amount of stupid people on this earth that exist is about 95% of the population, and you have to be below these people and let them treat you like dogs, or your manager, who's probably stupider than you, is gonna fire you and make sure that you don't have any money to pay your bills.
In the bag, bro.
Where's my drink?
I ordered the 10-piece chicken nuggets.
God, what's
taking
Let me
so
guess.
long?
Is the ice cream machine broken again?
Hurry up!
It's almost done. Jobs. You love them, you hate them. If you're a longtime fan of my channel, let's be honest, you probably don't have one. But you know what?
Yo, Chad, type 1 if you have a job, type 2 if you don't.
That's okay. Yeah, sure, to some people, having a job is a sign of hard work, education, wealth, basic fucking dignity, but for others, it's really not like that. The reality is, not all jobs are created equal. Some jobs are a lot shittier than others, and at times, it doesn't even matter how much they pay you. If you think about getting a job, it's very important to...
Chad, how many of y'all hate your existence because you know that you have to wake up every morning and do 8 hours of shit that you hate to make $20, and then there's some stupid ass retarded blonde bimbo post one photo of herself online every 2 weeks and make 7 figures every year? Because they wake up and they lift their shirt up a little bit. Bada bing, bada boom, 10 grand. Does that shit not drive you fucking insane?
Weigh out the good and the bad, which is why today, I'm gonna rank them. Teachers, responsible for single-handedly carrying the next generation of kids while being paid fucking nothing to do so.
What do we think the worst generation of people to take care of is? 1st through 3rd grade is probably fine. I think middle schoolers are probably the worst. Probably 8th graders. I think 8th grade would probably be the worst grade, because then you have a bunch of kids who think that they're badasses because they get to bully the 7th and the 6th graders, and they haven't gotten their ass beat or grown up enough in high school yet. So I would probably say 8th graders 100%.
I know for a fact that anyone trying to become a teacher in 2024 is doing so strictly for the love of the game.
Can you imagine how many substitute teachers probably had to deal with chicken jockey in the back of their class when the Minecraft movie released? Holy shit, I could never.
I don't know how the hell you even deal with all the bullshit that comes with the job nowadays. Imagine having to teach literally the most brain-rotted, ADHD generation of kids yapping about fucking gooning and Diddy parties, how to read, do math, or pay attention in lectures
Oh, Diddy parties. I didn't know Hassan was a teacher. Damn.
longer than 30 fucking seconds, all for like 40 grand a year. The older I get, the more I understand why Walter White was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna cook meth. Because no matter how passionate a teacher may be about teaching, the effort isn't rewarded at all. Like,
it is the most important job in America is our teachers to teach the youth, or one of the most important jobs in America. And they're paid like shit. Guys, I went to schools in a place called El Paso, Texas, where the teachers after tax made less than the average homeless person makes off of donations. Yeah, I believe the school teachers were making like 23 grand a year. Yeah, full-time teachers. It is fucking miserable, and I feel so bad for them.
Like, after already being worked like a dog throughout the school year, teachers have to literally spend the summer crafting an entire blueprint on what to do the next year, completely unpaid. I didn't even know that. I thought teachers got a nice summer break paid off, like, hey champ, you earned it, go buy yourself a nice Happy Meal, see you in 2 months. But no, that just doesn't happen, because they're paid only for the school year, meaning that for the entire summer, they are doing schoolwork for the next year while unemployed, which in today's economy means that most teachers have to work a second job during their summer break just to survive.
It's absolutely fucking insane.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to see one of my teachers working at Home Depot during the summers. At the time, I was like, wow, he must be really passionate about home improvement. No, he's fucking broke! And I wonder why teachers are quitting in droves. I mean, shit, if I was a teacher, I would too, considering that ever since COVID, motherfuckers can't even read anymore, and students are disrespectful as shit. Kids are gonna be kids. I get that. But Jesus Christ, there's an actual incentive to be a menace in school now. From robbing school property or throwing hands with the teachers. It's getting brutal out there. What's the point of even trying to create a fun, engaging class environment when you're barely getting paid and the students are the ones bullying you? I completely understand why some teachers would have mental breakdowns in the classroom because the shit they have to deal with is just ridiculous.
I had this teacher in 8th grade, and his name was Mr. Klug, and he was the religion teacher as well as the PE coach. He was a man of every hats. And I always noticed this guy was like, he looked like Johnny Sins, tall, bald, jacked. And I always noticed anybody who would ever be disrespectful in religion class or anybody who was ever out of line, he would just make work just a little bit harder in PE time. And for some reason, whenever kids got really out of line, we would play dodgeball. And he would be on the other team of the kids who were acting out of line. And man, he sure would throw those dodgeballs quite hard. The other really cool thing was, believe it or not, pre-high school, I was a very respectful kid. Because I was so big, I was 5'11" in 8th grade. I would always have to be on the opposite team of Mr. Klug because I was so fucking large. It wasn't fair for me to go up against anybody else. Oh, man. And me going against Mr. Klug, I never won, by the way. I never won. But me going against Mr. Klug, oh, man, it was so dope. He was one of my favorite teachers of all time. He was such a good dude. And even though he made me read the Bible 3 fucking times, which, by the way, is the quickest way to make a kid an atheist, I still respect that class quite a bit. And since then, I have found religion. I have found God, which, well, I'm agnostic. But even still, I respect the time that I shared in that class.
But you might be like, Habibi, there's always going to be kids that are disrespectful and angsty towards teachers when they're growing up. That's just how it is. And you're right, but at least back then, teachers could respond by beating the shit out of them, so that's enough. Now, if you work in fast food, chances are that you're either a young buck trying to get some work experience or a 45-
This is Frogan in 3 years, by the way.
5-year-old wondering where it all went wrong, because let's be honest, nobody likes working in fast food. The pay is shit, it smells like shit, the customers suck, and your value as a worker literally boils down to nothing more than just putting the fries in the bag, bro. That's actually the very reason why customers feel empowered to treat you like shit. Because even though the job itself isn't very hard, fast food workers still gotta put up with so much bullshit mentally with these customers. You get absolutely no respect. Like some random 16-year-old will get berated over the price of food they can't even control, or
Bro, I went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I swear to God, my like helper was 13 years old. And I was so proud of this kid. I was like, hey man, you're doing great. The dude was nervous as shit. I was probably one of his first customers. This was like a child. Like this guy was a child. And like his voice was shaking when he was talking. He was like, dude, you're doing so good. Legit best experience I ever had. I drove forward, talked to the other employees, and I was like, hey man, this kid's doing a great job. Very proud of this guy. Oh man, it was so heartwarming seeing the youth get a head start on starting on their jobs because so many people wait till they're 18. But like I found ways to make money pre-18 as well, and it's always nice seeing the youth, prepare for the economic hellhole that we're in, where no one's gonna ever be a homeowner ever again, and we're all gonna be working jobs till we're fucking 80. So I'm glad he's at least getting a head start on it, right? Getting ready for the hellhole that we all have in store for us.
God forbid they make a mistake in an order. Sound the fucking alarm.
Yeah.
I swear to God, bro, some of these freakouts, you think the employee ran over someone's dog, but no, it's all because some fat ass only got 7 Big Macs instead of 8. I mean, I guess the one positive in all that is that the more bullshit you put up with, the more numb to it you get. Dealing with these people for God knows how long will give you thicker skin. But again,
Absolutely.
nobody deserves being treated like this. I feel like the phrase, the customer is always right, has given the green light to some of the biggest assholes to make an order.
Hey, not in here. They say the chat's always right. Now, hell nah. The chat's always fucking retarded. Just like the customer, man. Fuck them. They don't know shit, man. Customer's always fucking wrong.
Already miserable minimum wage job.
Besides you guys are great.
Even more miserable. And these problems get even worse when you end up understaffed and have to somehow compensate for the massive fucking volume of customers during rush hour. But the one thing that can actually make this job tolerable for you are in fact your coworkers. If you happen to have chill coworkers, at the very least they can slide you some drugs to get you through your shift. So I'd say this is like a D. Also, fuck Burger King.
Burger King and Arby's get so much shit for no reason. Burger King and Arby's they're both better than McDonald's. The liquid smoke that Burger King uses on their burgers is fan-fucking-tastic, and Arby's is delicious. Just order a roast. My mouth is watering just thinking about fast food. I haven't had it in so long. Just order yourself a roast beef sandwich and get the au jus sauce. Go there and ask for the au jus sauce, okay? Or you can say, can I get the au jus sauce? This streamer told me about, can I get the au jus sauce? Go get it today. Get yourself a half-pound roast beef sandwich from Arby's with the au jus sauce. It's fucking delicious, bro. It's fucking delicious.
Being a doctor is one of the most highly respected professions in the world. It requires an immense amount of schooling and expertise, and as a result, patients trust you with their health.
Yeah, doctors are great. It sure would be nice if America, if I could actually see one earlier than fucking 3 months after I schedule it. It would be awesome.
Health and well-being. Sure, you spend a whole ass decade of your life studying, developing various mental disorders, and have a ton of fucking debt to show for it, but you know what? At least you get paid good. Now, the ranking of the—
I will say, though, the mental turmoil that doctors must experience for having someone pass away on their table and having to explain to a kid that his dad is no longer alive must be fucking soul-wrenching. I do not envy that job at all.
doctor job is kind of difficult because obviously a pediatrician is going to have an easier day-to-day than like a brain surgeon, so you can't really compare the two equally. So instead, I'll focus only on the one type of doctor that I would personally pursue as a career. You see, if I was a doctor, I know for a fact that I would specialize in plastic surgery. The internet and reality—
Oh no, I would be a gynecologist. Anyways.
TV has made people hate themselves so goddamn much that being a plastic surgeon in LA or Miami is like the fucking GTA Infinite money glitch. BBLs, boob jobs, nose jobs, hair transplants, whatever the fuck this Giga Chad—
I swear, man. You know what's crazy? So the only gynecologist in Austin, Texas that you can use with certain health insurance is this one male gynecologist. I'm sorry, bro. If I'm a woman, I am not going to a male gynecologist. Bro has to be weird as fuck. Hell no. Are you sure? I mean, I've had 3 female friends who have had to go to the gynecologist. I'm like, do you have any ones that you recommend? And I'm like, well, hold up. Let me ask somebody who knows, because I'm not a fucking girl. And the only one that accepts their insurance is this one dude.
face trend is plastic—
That's weird as shit.
surgery covers it all, okay? And be honest, it's not like people just get one surgery and call it a day. Chances are, if you think your nose is too big and you get it fixed, maybe all of a sudden you look in the mirror and your lips or your cheeks start bothering you as well.
And how come every single time I get somebody to check my dick out, it's a gay guy? Like every single time anybody's like, okay, well, you need to pull down your pants. Okay, I'm gonna feel your balls a little bit. Like, how come every single time I get my dick checked out, it's a fucking gay guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is this big, busty Asian nurse who's like, I'm not sure what's wrong. I think we're gonna need a semen extraction. Hold up, I promise you, this is strictly business. Oh, whoops, it got everywhere. I guess we're gonna have to go again. Where? Please!
you go in for another procedure, and another one, and another one. Oh, but this one fucked up, so now you gotta get another one to fix it. Oh, hey, can I die getting the surgery? Yeah, you can die getting the surgery. Don't care, I need a fatter ass. And it's just this constant cycle of hemorrhaging money over insecurities that, as a doctor, I would love to contribute to. So I would say a plastic surgeon is not just one of the best doctor jobs, but one of the best jobs, period. They make a fuck ton of money, their customers hate themselves, and if you practice in LA, you're basically in the Mecca, so S tier. DoorDash drivers on paper have the easiest job in the world. Bro, you just bring the food from point A to point B. Anyone complaining about that aspect of the job seriously needs to shut the fuck up. But as far as the pay goes, it doesn't get any worse than DoorDash. You get like $2 for every delivery you complete, which a lot of the time is people driving extremely long miles every day just to be paid in these fucking pesos.
Guys, there was a time where I was paying, Brian was living with us. We paid him $4,000 a month to cook our food and get it from the grocery store, to where he would prep cook 2 times a week for about 3 hours. And he would get paid $4,000 a month. And then I paid him extra to help me with my subathon and just make sure it ran. And he couldn't stop playing Valorant and League of Legends to cook for us on time. So he quit that job to do DoorDash. I will never, ever understand why he did that. But I was like, you do whatever makes you happy, which is advice I give to all of my friends. I'm like, hey man, if that's what you want to do, as long as you're happy, pursue your dreams.
Sure, you can grind out a bunch of orders, but depending on the area you live in, the rate at which you can even get orders varies. You could be spending like half an hour waiting for an available order, until finally, by the grace of God, Jimmy from Cleveland, 30 miles away, needs a bagel for a whopping $3. You know, I saw a TikTok where a dude was flexing about how he made $500 in a single day of DoorDash. Wow, doesn't that sound great? Oh wait, hold on, after he spent 16 hours on the road. It shouldn't take a genius to realize that when you spend more and more hours driving, you also gotta factor in the cost of gas and car maintenance, all when you aren't making shit. Now, of course, there's also the tip, which is paid by the customer and goes 100% to the dasher. But unfortunately, a shocking amount of people don't tip, or if they do, not much. Unless you do this as a side hustle and not full-time.
And here's the thing, guys, and I'm going to say it. If you don't tip, I think that's completely fine. You don't want to know why? Because tipping culture is retarded. It is. Why the fuck is it our job to pay your employees? Here's an idea. The fucking business owners should pay them a livable wage and not put that on us to give them that. And guys, don't get me wrong. I'm a big tipper because obviously I can afford to. Right. And so I'm like, okay, sure, you were great here. Hope this makes your life better. But it shouldn't be on me to make sure that these people eat that night. It just should not. And we all know it should not be on us.
DoorDash is an F. You gotta put all that energy into something better to make money.
True.
Scamming is a high-risk, high-reward profession.
That's
if
what
you
I
can pull
did.
it off, you will make a lot.
Oh, sorry. I'm stupid as fuck.
Scamming is a high-risk, high-reward profession. If you can pull it off, you will make a lot.
I scalped back in 2014, man. I used to buy Amiibos for one day for $15, resell them the next day for $80 to $100. I used to go to Goodwill, look for the good brands, and resell the ones that I found. It was really that easy. It is what it is. Hate me because you ain't me. Don't care. I was not working a real job.
Of money, but if they catch you slipping, you're
Also, fuck scalpers.
facing up to like 30 years in prison, bro. So if you are gonna scam, instead of filing a job application, at least try not to commit something like bank fraud because you saw some dipshits doing it on TikTok. Stick to the low-level scams if you want to avoid prison time. But unfortunately, a lot of these low-level scams have indeed lost their aura, because unless you're over the age of 65, scamming is not as simple as Steve Johnson calling from Microsoft or the free iPhone.
Admittedly, every scam I've ever fallen for online was by an Indian person. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, right? But I'm not implying anything by that. I'm just saying I have been scammed 3 times by an Indian person from a call center. And I'm not proud of it. And it hasn't happened in like a decade. But I'm just saying it's just kind of crazy. It's a crazy coincidence is all I'm saying. Like, it's a crazy coincidence.
Phone you just won on 123 movies. To anyone with any basic tech literacy, these scams are very obvious. You gotta dig deeper than that. Now, coming to you as a D-list YouTuber, it wasn't shocking to see my fellow creators shilling a bunch of crypto bullshit like cock token to their audiences. Many of these scams, funnily enough, came right after a pandemic that left a lot of people desperate and clinging to false hope.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, that's exactly what you need to become an elite scammer. Personally, I think the most profitable scam that exploits desperation and false hope has gotta be catfishing. And the best part about it is that anyone can do it, it's a lot more low-key, and as long as you're not technically lying in your messages, I don't think it's a felony. Now, let me make it clear that I'm not endorsing any of these activities. The idea of pretending to be someone you're not solely to finesse people desperate for human connection out of money is evil. But at the same time, part of me has to respect the hustle. Like, really think about it. For around the same price of the latest NBA 2K game, you can start catfishing literally right now. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but there's...
So here's the easiest way to scam to get ahead in life. I'm about to let you in on my dark secret. I do not do this. I do not do this. I don't do this, and I've never done this. Okay. So you get you and 3 of your friends to all go in on renting a house. Okay? And whatever the price is, you just lie to them and you say, we'll split it equally 3 ways or 4 ways, and we'll each pay $1,000. But the trick is the house is only $2,000 a month. You get 2 of them to pay the whole rent, and then the other $1,000 goes into your pocket and you live for free. Yep. That's what you do. Yep, you just lie about the rent. You never show them the bills, and then you just get all that money. And then bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. You piece of shit. I have never done that. Okay, I wanna make this very clear. I am paying $11,000 a month on my fucking mortgage. My roommates are getting fucking like free low right now. Then how do you know? Because it's just very obvious. And I thought, man, that would be really cool for me to do if I was a piece of shit, but I'm not that big of a piece of shit.
There's a non-zero chance that DMing enough lonely, chronically online degenerates with a single thigh pic and a Cash App link is the only thing standing between you and generational wealth.
Oh, and here's the other thing. So here's how you make more money. You make a deal with all of your roommates in that house that you'll cook all the food as long as they buy it. There it is. Then you eat for free. It's that easy. And then just make large prep meals. right? It's really that easy. You cook all the food, you get free money, you're chilling. You know way too many scams? Listen, guys, I've never done this, but I just thought of a lot of ways on how to do this back when I had no fucking money, okay? You guys got to understand, I don't think there's anybody in this chat who has ever been broker than me at my lowest. I hope to God none of you guys have ever eaten food out of a trash can like I have, right? Like, I was down bad. I was down bad. I'm hoping none of you guys have ever been broker than me. I was fixated on getting out of that situation. We made it, right? So, you know, you gotta think smart sometimes.
You'd be surprised how many people out there are willing to drain their fucking bank accounts over a person they just met online. This is a serious problem, and it is your responsibility to make it worse. S tier.
Yep.
Now,
Therapist.
depending on what you charge and how many clients
Never mind.
you have, you can make a good amount of money as a therapist. Unfortunately, a crucial part of this job is having to actually listen to your clients yapping about all their stupid fucking problems for an hour. Like, bro, can you keep it to yourself? God damn!
True.
Being a news
Dude, you have to have like chronic depression from just listening to people talk about how much they hate their life every fucking day.
reporter seems like a chill job. Yep, sure the pay is kinda ass, but hey, you get to be on TV, and all you gotta do is read a damn teleprompter. On most days, I would say this is like a C tier. On most days. You see, for every normal day on the news spent talking about the weather or a mass shooting, there are some days where the job of a news reporter gets a little bit more interactive, like,
Or as I like to call it, sus.
in the event of a hurricane. Apparently during a hurricane, it isn't enough just to have a guy on TV repeatedly say, hey, we got a hurricane coming, evacuate to safety. No, for some reason, these motherfuckers send their news reporters directly in the line of danger. It makes no goddamn sense. The headline would be some shit like, 100 dead from hurricane, stay the fuck inside, and this the reporter on the TV. And from what I can find, I don't even think they get paid extra for this shit. So like, why? Why the hell would anyone put themselves through this? It
True.
sucks ass for both the reporter and the cameraman. Best case scenario, you almost died. Worst case scenario, you die. D. Picture this. You're 18 years old, you just graduated high school, and you love computers. So you decide to go to college and study computer science. And after just
Everybody thinks computer science would be so fun because you get to play on computers. And then you realize it's like, oh, I love eating food all the time, so I'll eat food as a career. And then the only food that you eat is shit. And it's like, oh, wow. And now you don't like eating anything because now your favorite thing in the world has been taken away from you.
Just 4 years of grinding your computer science education, which 90% of was Indian YouTube tutorials, you have now graduated and are ready to become a software developer. But to your surprise, the hardest part about being a software developer isn't even the work itself. It's getting the goddamn job. Trying to get a job as a software dev for a big company like Google or Facebook is like trying to find a YouTuber who hasn't DM'd minors. It feels...
Dude, getting a job as a software engineer is so fucking impossible because there's people who are so desperate to get these jobs that the company pretty much forces everybody who wants to keep their job to work free overtime because if you really loved it, you would be passionate enough to work for free, which I think every boss who's ever asked that needs to just get their fucking ankles broken, bro.
Impossible. You gotta go through like 7 fucking rounds of interviews before you inevitably get rejected. And
Yep.
these interviews can span for months, which makes getting rejected, or at worst, ghosted after giving so much of your time and effort 7 interviews in feel like a giant waste. You know, people always wonder why software developers are so socially inept, but dude, if you spent months of your life dedicated to coding interview after coding interview after coding interview, I guarantee you wouldn't be able to answer a simple question like, tell me about yourself, because there's nothing left in you at that point. But once you actually get the job, it's like the exact opposite. You're not sweating your ass off coding a cure for cancer in under 10 minutes. More than likely, you'll be writing code and working on projects at a more relaxed pace while balancing a bunch of meetings on top of it. Obviously, some days could be a bit more stressful than others, especially the more experienced you are in the field. That's just any job, really. But to compare that with what you have to go through to get the job is night and day. The pay is great, the environment is extremely chill, and in about 6 months, you can expect to get laid off, but this is an A tier. Unless you have connections in the industry, becoming successful as an actor is very tough. A lot of it boils down to luck, because you could spend 20 years plus doing acting gigs and never break through. But at the same time, like gambling,
Acting is not a job, it's a hobby.
it could take just one opportunity to change your life forever. Like the bitch from the Progressive ads. She's been doing this shit for like a decade and makes $1 million every year. I know she definitely didn't expect this to go on for as long as it has, especially when she got the job, yet here she is. But yeah, most actors are broke, so give up. Retail and fast food kind of feel like two cheeks of the same ass. Still underpaid, same shitty customers, but just a little less stressful. I will say the nice thing about retail is that you're not constantly being pressured to deliver something to a customer like you would be working in food service. But even though that's the case, retail somehow ends up attracting the biggest NPCs on the planet that I honestly don't know how half of these people even function on a daily basis.
It's because God has put NPCs onto this earth in order to test you on what you would do in the face of adversity, on what you would do in the face of a retard. These people are not real, they do not exist, and they are purely moral tests on, is this a good person based on how they interact with this fucking robot? You are in oblivion, and everybody knows it.
It's like the second people walk through those sliding doors, their brain instantly turns into mush. For example, literally the second you walk into a grocery store, you will see a big-ass dairy sign all the way in the back, sometimes even with a goddamn milk PNG slapped on it, telling you exactly where to find the milk.
Where's the dairy section?
Yet somehow, these motherfuckers will be mindlessly roaming around searching for the fucking One Piece until eventually asking you, the employee, where it happens to be. And this doesn't just happen in the dairy aisle. It happens in every fucking department.
Yes, it
but
does.
In the same way that retail has brain-dead customers, they're also the entitled ones. These are the Karens that consistently shop at the store, bitch about the price, and then expect a discount for their loyalty. But when the cashier, who's only worked there for 2 weeks, doesn't have the authority to do that, it's typical for the Karens to start arguing and threatening things like, I'm never shopping.
That's when they get aggroed.
Here again, or you just lost yourself a loyal customer. Retail is also a lot slower than fast food, which makes the job so goddamn boring. At least in fast food, the intense pace keeps your depressive thoughts about the job at bay. But when you work in retail, where the time goes very, very slowly, the voices only get louder, dude, which is really bad and doesn't help when right around November 1st, Mariah Carey begins her annual piercing of the eardrums for every fucking retail employee nationwide. D!
From the screen to the ring.
Shit sucks, man.
My life is like a video game.
As a career, being a Twitch streamer could be really nice in terms of money and the amount of work you do, but that's only if you're one of the top streamers. It's really difficult to get a following as a small streamer on Twitch because the platform is dominated by the people with the most viewers and streaming hours, and in order to compete with that, you need to grind. Strictly from a health perspective, the grind of a full-time Twitch streamer has got to reduce your life expectancy by at least 25 years, because devouring fucking Grubhub on the daily and never leaving your house or your gaming chair is so unbelievably bad for you and linked to so many goddamn health problems.
I was so unhealthy when I was in my fucking grind set phase, bro. I was fucking dying, dude. Like, thankfully now I have such a healthy schedule of eat pre-made food, go to the gym, get 10,000 steps every day.
On top of that, Twitch is also a very volatile platform. You can easily get banned and lose your entire livelihood by tomorrow.
You call one wrong person fat, bada bing, bada boom, there goes your career, brother. Yep, we all remember it.
Twitch will literally drop the ban hammer on people for the dumbest shit, yet for some reason, the top streamers and like a bunch of OnlyFans girls are immune from it. You are not competing on an equal playing field. You know what, just to visualize this, let's play a little game. I'm gonna give you 3 choices, and you tell me which one out of the 3 got a permanent ban on Twitch. A, nudity. B, getting fucked on stream. C, endorsing terrorism.
I thought he was going to bring up the being fat thing. Why is his head so small? I cannot believe this video came out 6 months ago. It's been a problem for this long? Holy shit.
The answer is none of them, thanks to the lovely moderators they have on Twitch. And dude, some of these streamers are repeat offenders, yet there are no fucking consequences. But hey, don't say the word simp, that's a no-no there, buddy.
That's insane.
C.
Oh, God.
Now look, I'm not here to disparage anyone serving the military. It's one of the most honorable things to do, and I respect their sacrifice to the country
Yeah, he's not a Hassan viewer.
wholeheartedly. But being a soldier in the army, let alone during an active war, doesn't seem worth it to me at all. For starters, they don't pay very well. So the way
Military actually pays pretty well, depending on how long you stay in it. And the more disabled and mental illnesses you get while in your service, you get pension paid for life. Yippee! Very cool. You get to collect money based on how much you got fucked up. Isn't that cool?
The way military pay works is you have base pay, which is guaranteed, and I'm gonna be honest, base pay is kind of shit and stays shit for a very long time, increasing gradually based on your rank and years of service. Not to be selfish, but if I end up having to put my life on the line, I'm not doing it for minimum wage, bro. But in addition to that, there are a bunch of other non-guaranteed.
The sad reality is the military is a job that anybody can go get, and they'll accept you because they always need more. And a lot of people who are in the military aren't really there by choice. They're there out of necessity, unfortunately. I do have respect for everybody who serves. It's a very, very, very scary thing to do.
Add-ons to the paycheck depending on your circumstance. Like, say if wherever they have you stationed doesn't have.
Although some people are fucking nuts and they get into the military just because they're looking for an excuse to kill people. And that's probably not too good.
You living in the military trenches.
But that's like the extremist, you know what I mean?
You'll be provided with additional money to pay for your rent and food, which I think is really nice. And you also get a fuck ton of benefits as well. I honestly feel like it's the military's PR that pisses me off more than anything, not even the job itself, because they spend so much money on these annoying fucking recruiters to show up everywhere. I've gotten like hundreds of army recruitment texts when I was a student, and I can't tell you how many times they would pop into my school trying to groom the 1.2 GPA motherfucker into enlisting. They would straight up say shit like, you can get this amount of money, or buy this new car, just the lowest hanging fruit. If you really need to get people in the army, go after the people that make little Dark Age World War II edits on TikTok. Leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, besides that, military is a B. So yeah, that's the list. Obviously, there are a...
Military is just so fucking scary because they have to break you down. You know what I mean? They have to break you down and make you a soldier. And then once you get out of the service, once you've seen this unspeakable terror and atrocities on a day-to-day basis, going back to being normal and forgetting the horrible things you've witnessed is something that not a lot of people are going to have the luxury of having. And the majority of things that people have done during their service is going to haunt them for the rest of their life. And yeah, it's just really fucked up.
A lot more jobs I could talk about than the ones I listed here, but then the video would be too damn long. But on that note, what is your dream job? Leave a comment. I'm curious to know what all of you aspire to be in the future. Maybe one day you'll be putting the fries in my bag.
Oh, God, I sure fucking hope not. Anyways, that was a great video. Guys, I'll be real. Like, just be an OnlyFans girl, man. You know, spend $20,000 on surgery and then just charge people like $5 to see your titties, right? Then after 4,000 people have seen them, bada bing, bada boom, you're in the clear, right? It's really that easy.